Have you ever answered what seemed like an innocent question, only to realize moments later you'd walked straight into a trap? That gentle tone, that concerned expression, yet something deep inside whispered danger. This is the manipulator's craft. They don't just lie with statements, they lie with questions. And if you can't see through their disguise, you'll find yourself doubting your own instincts, apologizing for things you never did, fighting against yourself instead of them. The ancient Romans understood this well. Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, they warned us that liars rarely attack head-on. Instead, they plant tiny seeds of doubt and wait for you to destroy yourself. 2,000 years later, the tactic hasn't changed. It's only become more subtle. Today, we'll dissect the 5 most dangerous questions manipulators use to control you. More importantly, I'll show you exactly how the Stoics would respond. Calmly, clearly, unshakably.
By the end, you'll have the tools to ensure you're never anyone's victim again. At first glance, this sounds harmless, almost like concern. Don't be fooled. This is the opening shot from every gaslighter's playbook. Hidden inside that question isn't curiosity, it's accusation. What they're really saying is, you're weak, you're imagining things. The problem isn't me, it's you. Think back. Have you been in a relationship where pointing out something wrong earned you dismissive laughter? Oh, you're just too sensitive. Maybe at work you questioned an unethical decision only to hear, "Don't overreact, it's just business." That's not concern, that's weaponization. They're trying to strip away your greatest defense, your awareness. They want to take your sensitivity, which is really your radar for danger, and twist it into weakness. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Manipulators know this. They plant doubt seeds in your imagination until you question yourself, until you believe you're the problem. But here's the truth. Sensitivity isn't weakness. Sensitivity is awareness. The person who feels deeply often spots the cracks in the wall long before anyone else notices. Consider the financial analyst in Denver who spotted small inconsistencies in quarterly reports. Colleagues mocked her as paranoid, but she later exposed a $15 million fraud. Or think of the wife in Portland who sensed subtle changes in her husband's behavior. Friends dismissed her as overreacting, only for her to discover his betrayal months later. In both cases, sensitivity wasn't a curse. It was the early warning system. Marcus Aurelius said, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change. For it is truth that I seek, not victory." A person who truly values you will never shame your awareness. Only those hiding something fear your perception. So next time someone throws that line, "Why are you being so sensitive?" Don't get angry. Don't defend. Simply look at them calmly and reply, "I'm not being sensitive, I'm being observant." Does that make you uncomfortable? One sentence. Watch the mask begin to slip. Before we continue, if this message is already making sense to you and has been a blessing, consider supporting this content with a super thanks. Your support helps us reach more people who need these ancient wisdoms in modern times. This sounds gentle, innocent even. But beneath the surface, this isn't a question, it's a trap. Anyone who demands trust instead of earning it has already revealed their hand. Think about it. Trustworthy people don't need to ask for your faith. Their actions speak louder than words. Day after day, consistency builds trust naturally. But when someone looks you in the eye and insists, "You trust me, right?" They're really saying, "Don't think, don't question. Just hand me the keys to your mind." Epictetus warned us, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Liars understand this truth perfectly. They use that question to shut down your curiosity, to make you feel guilty for being cautious, to convince you that asking for proof makes you disloyal. But caution isn't betrayal. Caution is wisdom. Think of the business partner in Chicago who won't show you the financial records but leans in and says, "Trust me." Or the lover in Atlanta who hides their phone yet repeats, "Don't you trust me?" They're not building trust. They're demanding blind faith. And blind faith is the breeding ground of betrayal. How would a Stoic respond? Not with panic or defensiveness, but with calm detachment. This is apatheia, the Stoic discipline of not letting emotion override reason. When faced with "you trust me, right?" Pause, breathe, and reply, "Trust is earned through consistency. Are you asking me to ignore my judgment?" That single line flips the entire frame. Now the spotlight is on them, not you. A liar will stumble, change the subject, or lash out. But a person of integrity won't be offended. They'll simply keep showing you through their actions that they're worthy of trust. Remember, trust isn't a gift handed out under pressure. It's a fortress built stone by stone through time, truth, and consistency. The Stoic never forgets. To give away that fortress too quickly is to surrender your peace. This one is particularly clever. It masquerades as a simple question but functions as a shield, a way to flip the script and put you on trial. Here's the mechanism. You raise a concern. You notice something doesn't add up. You ask a question. Suddenly, instead of answers, you get a sharp counterattack. Wait, are you accusing me of something? Without realizing it, you're no longer the observer. You're the villain. The spotlight shifts off their behavior and burns down on you. This tactic forces you into defense mode. You rush to explain yourself. You backpedal. You say things like, no, that's not what I meant. In that moment, you've lost your power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best answer to anger is silence." But silence in Stoicism doesn't mean surrender. It means refusing to play the game on someone else's terms. Think about a courtroom. If the guilty can make the judge apologize, the trial collapses. That's exactly what this question is designed to do. So how do you respond? With stillness, with composure. The next time someone snaps, "Are you accusing me of something?" Don't rush to fill the silence. Hold your ground, maintain eye contact. Wait 2, maybe 3 seconds, then calmly say, "Should I be?" 3 words. But those 3 words flip the pressure back where it belongs. They pierce the mask because liars expect panic. They never expect power. Consider real-world examples. A supervisor in Boston confronted about missing departmental funds. "Are you accusing me of stealing?" A partner in Seattle questioned about secretive behavior. "Are you accusing me of cheating?" In both cases, the goal remains the same. To turn your search for truth into an attack you must defend. But the Stoic refuses the bait. He knows truth doesn't panic. Wisdom doesn't apologize for observation. These represent the liar's final desperate plays. The first is poison wrapped in velvet, tender, almost wounded, as if you've insulted them by doubting. But ask yourself, why would someone need to ask such a question unless they sensed you were close to the truth? "Would I ever lie to you?" isn't really a question, it's theater. Performance designed to paint them as noble and you as cruel for imagining otherwise. It's about guilt, not honesty. If they can make you feel guilty for doubting, you'll stop asking. You'll silence your instincts and hand them blind trust. But Stoics remind us, truth is never offended by scrutiny. Seneca wrote, "If it is not true, do not say it. If it is not right, do not do it." People of integrity don't need to convince you they're incapable of lying. They let their actions speak. When someone asks, "Would I ever lie to you?" Pause. Let silence work, then reply, "That's not the question. The question is, would I know if you did?" The final card. Can't we just move on? Sounds like peace, like closure. But look deeper. It's not about resolution. It's about escape. They're saying, "I don't want accountability. I don't want to face truth. I need you too tired to keep digging." Many lies survive not because the liar outsmarts truth, but because the truth seeker grows weary and gives up. When someone asks, "Can't we just move on?" breathe and calmly answer, "I'll move on when I understand what happened, not before." That single sentence anchors you in truth. It tells the liar you cannot be rushed. You now know the 5 dangerous questions liars use to manipulate. Each one is a chess move, each one a trap, but you are no longer a pawn. You are the player. The Stoic doesn't need to shout or rage. He simply sits steady, gazes into truth, and lets the liar reveal themselves. Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, they all knew the same reality. The person who sees clearly is dangerous, not because they're violent, but because they cannot be controlled. Remember, you are not cruel for having standards. You are not harsh for seeking truth. You are not weak for noticing deception. You are awake. Liars thrive on emotion, your guilt, your shame, your exhaustion. They need you to lose balance. But when you know what belongs to you and what doesn't, when you refuse to react at their pace, their weapons shatter in their hands. The next time someone tries to twist your perception, don't rush. Don't panic. Ask yourself, is this within my control or outside of it? With that single question, you reclaim your freedom. In a world of shadows, the awake are feared. Choose clarity. Choose reason. Walk as a stoic warrior, calm, observant, unshakable. The truth will always surface, and when it does, you'll be standing ready, not as a victim, but as someone who chose to see clearly when others chose to hide.